We're going to do some rabbit math today. How soon can you rebreed a rabbit after she's had her babies, and how many babies can you expect from them? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hey, welcome back to another Slightly Redneck video. Again, my name is Chris. Today I'm going to answer a question from a viewer by the name of, well, it's a name I can't pronounce. It's YMIMAD49. And they asked, how many litters can a doe have a year, and how long after the babies are born do you rebreed her? Very good question. There's a lot of different ways that people do this. So first of all, you can rebreed as early as 2 weeks after a doe has had her babies. Now, if you're going to do that, you're going to wean the babies at 4 weeks old, move them to a grow-out pen, and that gives the rabbit about 2 weeks before she has her babies, that she can have a little bit of a rest between litters. Now, doing that, you're going to get somewhere around 8 litters per year, and you should expect somewhere around 60 rabbits out of that. Now, that's a pretty intense breeding schedule, but it is recommended by a lot of the experts out there, and lots of people do that with no problems whatsoever. You're going to wear your does out pretty quick, though. About 18 months is about as long as they'll last, but they could last a little bit longer, but you should expect, if you're running that kind of a breeding schedule, to have to replace your does probably about every 18 months. And of course, you want to make sure that your doe is in good condition the whole time. You need to keep an eye on them, make sure that they're not losing too much weight, make sure that it's not too hard on them. But most rabbits can keep up with that, no problem whatsoever. So nothing wrong with breeding a rabbit 2 weeks after they've had their babies. I personally don't do that. I don't need 64 rabbits out of every rabbit, or 60 rabbits out of every rabbit that I have. I've got 2 does here. What I do personally is I breed them at about 6 weeks after they've had their babies. I move the young ones to a grow-out pen, or you can leave them with the mother at that point, because they're usually ready to butcher at about 8 weeks old. When my rabbit has, this one here was bred, well, let's put it this way, this one here was bred on the 22nd, which was just this last weekend. So when she has her babies, I'll give her 2 weeks, and then I'll breed the other rabbit. So what that does is that puts this rabbit at about, whenever the other rabbit has her babies, this one is, they're 8 weeks old. I'll move them out, I'll go ahead and butcher them, move them to the freezer, and then I'll rebreed her when the other rabbits babies are at 2 weeks old. That just keeps me in a cycle, and it works out pretty well. I know that's kind of confusing, it's hard for me to explain, but by breeding at about 6 weeks old, then I'm going to get about 5 litters per year, 4 to 5 litters per year, and I'm going to end up with somewhere around 30-35 rabbits out of each one of these. That puts me at about 60 rabbits. That's more than enough to have 1 rabbit a week for meals. So hopefully that kind of clears things up for you a little bit. You can go any range in between there, 2 to 3 weeks after they've born, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I'll put a little chart down below in the comments that'll give you an idea of how many rabbits you can expect, depending on what breeding cycle that you want to use there. The key thing here is just to keep an eye on your rabbits. Make sure that the does are in good condition. Make sure that they're not losing too much weight. Make sure that they're not getting stressed out too much. So hopefully that answers that question for you. Very short video, very easy topic to discuss here. And thank you all for watching. I appreciate that. Leave a comment below. Let me know what questions you have that you'd like to see addressed in a future video. And as always, God bless.